Sweetie Pie, and right away I'm just going to tell you I'm sorry it's a little bit dark in here. I really wanted to get this out for you guys today so I could edit it tomorrow. If you guys want to see, you've probably already seen the title. This is on the Be a Light palette from Becca. I really haven't bought a whole ton of Becca. They're usually quite expensive, but as I buy more makeup, I feel like my expense goes up. Like, I realize I'm like, you know what? This really isn't that expensive. I'm gonna buy it. So, you know, whatever, that's the way it goes. When you start buying high-end makeup, you start, like, your standards starting to lower. So you're like, oh, I would never pay $30. Oh, I never would pay $50. Oh, maybe that's not that expensive. Oh, this one's $50. This one's $60. This one's $70. Like, you just start going crazy. Anyway, if you guys are interested in this palette, then stay tuned because I have some thoughts. And if you want to see me demo this palette, I actually did a get ready with me last week. Oh, I'm so itchy. My hair has been driving me crazy. Anyway, I've been using this every single day on my Instagram. You can check those pictures out. I do not like Photoshop them besides like a tiny little bit of blurring on the face. But this week I'm going to use this and I'm not going to put any blur on my face. I'm not going to tune it at all because I don't tune my photos, but the blurring tool on my phone just is normally on there, and I do like that my face isn't, you know, really textured because I do have textured skin. That's just the truth. I have textured skin. So this is coming from a textured girl, this palette review. If you have, like, you know, small pores and you're younger, oh Lord, this would be an amazing palette. This would be awesome. So anyway, I am going to do swatches of this, of course. I'm going to wait until tomorrow morning to do the swatches because I think that would be better. But let's go into this review because I got some things to say about this palette. Alright guys, so yeah, as I was saying, I have some things to say about this palette. First, I'm going to just get information out of the way, stuff that I needed to, like, research, look up, figure out. I do, like, you know, I do a little bit of research, probably 2 hours of research at most. So if I, you know, if I screw up on something, if something doesn't sound quite right, sound off in the comments because I can be wrong. I am not doing like days and days and days of research. I'm trying the product for at least 7 days, but as for the research, you know, of like how much is in the product, blah, 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 just don't kill me. Anyway, the total grams in this palette is 15 grams, just to start off like that. So the way the palette looks, and it is, like, here's my hand, it's pretty large. Like, it's not a small palette. The products inside, on the other hand, these two, oh, sorry, these two on each side, they are pretty large. Now, they only give you a total weight for this palette, but obviously you would just kind of think in your head, you know, if it's 15 grams, these two and then these two together would equal out, and then you just do the cross math for that. I will throw that up right here. So yeah, that's the cross math for that, and I'm not saying it right now because I don't know. I'm filming this afterwards. Anyway, that's how much, 15 grams in this palette. Now, I took a look at my Too Faced Natural Face Palette because that has been my favorite right now, and it only has, does it have? It has 8 grams in it. So you get 6 shades here. You get 4 different products in the Becca palette. You get 2 highlighters, 2 blushes, 2 bronzers. Some people don't like this as a bronzer. Anyway, I'm not talking about this palette. Anyway, there is, what, 9 grams? No, 8 grams. There's 8 grams in this entire palette. So anyways, I also looked at just this pressed powder. This is their Super Stay Better Skin pressed powder. This is a little bit dark for me, but I think I would have loved this powder. I don't know if they sell it anymore because my favorite foundation is the Skin Transforming Better Skin foundation. I do like this powder. Anyway, this powder has 9 grams in it. So if you think about that, this small powder, like, it ain't that big, but it's pretty darn thick. Like, the pan is pretty darn thick on this one. This one is the total net weight, and I did put it down, but I just want to make sure. Where does it say? Right here. 9 grams on the front. Weighs more than the entire Too Faced palette. So you can be deceived, honestly. It takes a while to, you know, use up these products. Anyway, this was made in Italy. They come in light and medium and then medium to dark. And I think that you really have to be careful of your shade with this palette. I think that it can darken up your foundation if you're very light. This blurring powder here, it has pigment to it. I've noticed, and also this one does as well, I feel like this one has a little bit too much pigment to be put underneath my eyes. And I feel like this one, again, kind of has a little bit too much. Like, nah, I guess this one works pretty darn good, honestly. But, you know, like, they have pigment to them. So if you're a different shade, you're going to have issues with this. I'd say really, really light people may not like this for, like, a setting purpose. If you're going to dust this all over the face, that's a little different from if you're going to take a powder puff, you're going to set your eyes with it. You know, if you're going to, like, pack on more powder, you're going to see color with this. I love the bronzer. I love, love the bronzer, and my back is itchy again. 1 second. Anyways, oh my gosh. Anyways, the bronzer is beautiful. I think that if you're really medium, you're not going to see much. There is a very pretty, it's not a glow to the bronzer. It's just a really pretty color. It's not too warm. It's not too cool. It's very kind of light, and it's for like those no makeup days. I can imagine using that bronzer on just days where I'm going to work and I just want a really light, pretty bronze. That's what it's for. It's not a really dark bronzer. I don't know what the medium to dark kit, the bronzer, if it's any different. I should have looked at that actually, but if it is, great. If it isn't, this is light. Of course, the phone. Goodness gracious. Anyway, so the blush in this palette is a little funny as well because it's super, super shimmery. Like if you were, if you're light, you're not going to be able to use this as a highlighter, but if you were like medium to dark, this would make amazeballs highlighter. Look at that. So yeah, as you can see, like, oh, it's really shimmery. And that's another thing I just want to point out is that honestly, if you don't like shimmery face, if you have a ton of texture and you don't want to really accentuate your face and make it bright and, you know, like it looks pretty on camera today, honestly. I did use the bronzer. I used the bronzer, but I also used the Too Faced one because I feel like I get washed out in my videos. But like, I didn't use, what did I not use in this palette today? I'm having a blanker. I think, did I use all of this? I think maybe I did. Oh, you know what? What am I thinking? I redid my makeup today for my videos, so I did use it, but I did not. This is not on my face right now. That's what made me so confused. I had to go to my grandma's today. It's in my Shop My Stash. If you're interested, it was a crazy day. That's why it's late. Anyway, back to this palette. So there is talc, dimethicone, cornstarch, jojoba oil in these. There is silica in these. There is red number 7, which I think it makes it vegan because I didn't see any carmine. Do not quote me. Then there was something called nylon number 12, and I will write it down here exactly what it looks like. I did research it a tiny bit because it was really high up in the ingredients, and I can't put my mind around exactly what it is. It seems like the same thing they make fabric out of. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. I'm not sure. Please don't quote me. But in Europe, they do say that it is like face and eye safe. I think also eye safe, but it's also face safe. I was reading an article, and those articles can get really intense. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's all fine and dandy. I'm Europe, and I didn't see anything about the US or Canada either. It was really hard to find. Now, as for being cruelty-free, this is owned by Estee Lauder. Becca is owned by Estee Lauder. I think they are still saying they're cruelty-free, but they are owned by a parent company that does do testing on animals. If that's a problem to you, then there you go. This is $56 Canadian, and it is 15 grams, as I said, so you're getting 15 grams, $56. I can't tell you if that's high or not, honestly. I really liked this palette. Like, I really liked this palette. It gave me a really pretty glow. The blurring powder, I don't know. I'm going to actually read to you what they say on the back, okay? So the brightening powder, use all over face to brighten and boost radiance. I really only used it like under my eyes and a little bit on my nose, you know, the places, the high points, but they say you can use it all over the face. Blush, use on cheekbones to add a pop of color and light. Now I did not like the blush really like low. I like to push it up high and even do it as a highlight kind of thing right over there, and I think it looked beautiful, but it's going to emphasize texture because it is really shimmery. Then the contour, used to sculpt and define features. I love it. I love it. I don't think it's a contour, but I think it's a beautiful bronze. Anyway, the blurring powder, use all over face to blur imperfections and even the complexion. As I said, this does have some, like, it does have some texture, or not texture. It does have some coverage in it. It does. It has a little coverage in it. So you might want to swatch this in stores or something to, you know, find out if you're actually going to like it, because you might not. And it might not suit your skin tone. Like if you have a really olivey skin tone, I don't know how it's going to look on you. So just, you might want to swatch this one in stores because it is a face palette. It's not like just highlighter or blush that you may be able to get away with it, or even bronzer. These are complexion face products for all over the face. Anyway, guys, let's go into swatches because wow, I feel like I talked a lot. I hope you got a lot of information in there. I tried to do it so that I could remember everything that I had, you know, researched in, you know, row, so you get all your information, but you also get what I think of it. All right, let's go into those swatches because they are beautiful. And again, make sure you go and check out my Get Ready With Me where I used all of these products so that you can see them in action. swatches. As you can see, everything in here is, you know, of the shimmery sort. Even the blurring powder, which I find kind of funny, honestly, that the blurring powder has like shimmer to it. I don't know what, explain blurring, shimmery blurring powder to me and how that's supposed to like blur imperfections. I think it's pretty and beautiful all over the face. It's just like those Hourglass, you know, face products. It's exactly like those. I think they probably have a similar, you know, ingredients list. I love this palette. I think I will totally use it, but if you are of, you know, different skin tones, if you don't fall into like the medium skin tone, if you're, you know, really light, I don't know if this is going to work for you, honestly. And if you're really of the medium to darker, this palette's not going to be for you. I did not buy the medium to dark, so I don't really know exactly what it looks like. I'm going to look at some pictures of it and I will throw it up right here. And if you think that you're, you know, gonna be fine with that color range, then go ahead, purchase it. It is pretty. If you're looking for something that's really similar to the Hourglass, that's cheaper and you get more products to try, you might want to try this. If you'd like shimmery blushes, beautiful. If you like a light contour, I wouldn't call it contour, I'd call it bronze. If you like a light bronze that's a little bit cool, this is going to be very pretty, and it's a beautiful Becca product. The packaging is so shimmery, although my fingerprints get all over it. And yeah, I hope you guys had a wonderful time watching my video, and I hope you subscribe, and also, another thing you could do for me is click one of the videos that are popping up over here, because if you watch more of me, I can, you know, show myself to the whole world, and you're really helping a YouTuber try to make her dreams come true. Alright guys, I love you guys so much, and have a really wonderful day, night, evening, whatever. Bye!